What's up, YouTube? So, coming back with my last part of the NHL Hitz 2003 season mode. So, this is Game 7 of the Cup Finals, actually. So, you guys can see there, Pavel Bure still in the lead for points, giving you guys a quick look at the playoff tree as well. Vancouver cleared out, beat Columbus, and then San Jose in the final two rounds. And then we were just able to retire the Maple Leafs in the conference finals. So, like I said, it's been a fun series to do. I believe this is, I want to say part 9 or part 10 in the series. I'm not 100% sure. It was fantasy drafting, 5 parts of the regular season, 3 parts of the playoffs. So this is 4th part. Yeah, so 9th part of the series. Like I said, been a fun series to do. Going with the standard, actually not the standard starting 3. The starting 3 I've been going with in recent games, which is Roenick, Yzerman, and then Adam Foote on defense, and then Happy Bullen in goal. Because Adam Foote, honestly, whenever I put him in, ends up losing at least one fight because, well, you only lose one fight, but he ends up losing a fight each game just because even if he wins the first one or even the first 2, then the third one he'll get knocked out by someone. Especially when you're playing on All-Star, the fighting becomes significantly harder. So in this game, we are playing at the Circus. There's not that much to choose from after you haven't beat franchise or unlocked all of the venues yet. I probably should have put in a cheat code or something for that before doing the season, but like I said, that wasn't the main thing that was on my mind. So we got Lemieux, Martin Straka, and Darian Hatcher with Marty Brodeur in goal. Weird to think that's the team that made the finals, but Lemieux always puts up a ton of points for whatever team he's on in this game because he's one of the best offensive players. So like I said, we're going with the normal starting 3, or not the normal starting 3 now, and then Happy Bullen in goal. Never ended up giving Mike Richter that second starting game, just because Happy Bullen's been doing so well. This is going on like 5 or 6 games now of filming that I could get a shutout. Last game in the conference finals to get a shutout as well, and even the game before this. Like I said, the first 5 games of the series I simmed, it was the same result as the Maple Leafs series. Won the first. Won 2 of the 5, and then played Game 6, won that one, and then here we are at Game 7, and the final game seems weird to be playing at a Circus, but it was the one weird arena. There might have been one more, but one of them that we had not played at yet, so I wanted to give a look at kind of a different place. Like I said, a couple games ago, if you guys, checked out a video earlier in the series, and then you're at this one now, then I did bump up especially if you started from the first episode, then I started on Pro, and then I moved it up to All-Star actually just recently, so it should be good. And yeah, so far in the game, about a minute in, still tied at 0. Been a lot of hitting. The Canucks actually, it was a pretty tightly contested game in the first one. Did win 3-0, but didn't score the first goal until about the second period. But get a quick little deke to the backhand there from Adam Foote, and Brodeur misses the poke check. Able to net the first goal of the game. So even without the fighting and hitting ability of Adam Foote, he's still making a good contribution to the team. So 1-0, about a minute 10 into the first period. And like I said, this probably, I don't know if I could rank them, but this might be my favorite game overall. That's also another thing. It seems like a minute 38 there was always a fight. The last 4 games I had played, there was always a fight at that exact same time. And Darian Hatcher just absolutely demolished Adam Foote when I fought him in the first game. And then this one, I don't know how Hatcher won. If you guys see the energy. Hatcher had pretty much nothing, and then 6 straight hits, he survived, and then I guess when you block and you have nothing left, you're still able to survive it. Anyway, So back to the normal starting lineup now of Bure, Roenick, and Yzerman. I think I end up losing a fight with I think it's Yzerman later in the game, so I had to change up the lineup again. Normally, it really depends on who I want to, or the style I want to have in the game. If I want to have, I guess, a little bit extra hitting, then really all I have left is Jim Dowd, and he's not terrible, but he's like 70 overall, so it's worse, but not a whole lot worse. And then I think that's really it. I think my next best after, I can't even remember my next best after that. I feel like Patrick Stefan or someone like that. Like I said, Brett Hull, Scott Gomez were good reserves, but they're good offensively. Scott Gomez is okay at hitting. He's probably like 70. But Brett Hull is absolute garbage at hitting. He's all offense. So drawn to a close at the end of the first period here. Still got the 1-0 lead. Able to hit the post there. The one thing I've noticed on All-Star, if you guys ever played this game as a kid, you might remember it too. Really, I guess the biggest thing about this difficulty is the style that you have to score on. So I actually end up going with the lineup I just had for the second period with Bure, Roenick, and Yzerman. But anyway, back to the whole difference thing. So you're able to hit the post again there. It's just kind of the angle of the shots. You really have to spread them out and get a good look at one time or maybe a rebound. And normally it's got to be from pretty close up to be able to score. I don't know why it was working, but those little deeks on Brody were working really well. And we'll know Yzerman is first of the game. So about 2:32 left in the second. Got the 2-0 lead. Like I said, looking to make this run even further to win the Stanley Cup. I think when I was looking back at the regular season stats, I think the leader in points, at least one of the leaders, was Martin Straka. I don't really remember how good he is. I remember as an actual player, he was a pretty good offensive player. Not really a star, but good supporting cast to Lemieux and Yager when he was in Pittsburgh. Also a pretty good player in New York when he was with the Rangers. I felt like my passing was also a lot better this game. Seemed just more crisp. It might also just been because the other team all their players were either slow or couldn't hit. Hatcher's basically a microcosm of Adam Foote, basically the same player, just a little bit better toughness. I think his overall might be 1 or 2 better. So down to the last minute in the second period here. Like I said, we do have the 2-0 lead after Yzerman's goal put it at netted our second goal of the game. So looking for our third, kind of put this one away, and still pitching a shutout. Like I said, this will be like the 5th or 6th in a row, so that's pretty good. But I do hit the goalie there, so that gets us the 32nd penalty on Jeremy Roenick, his 31st penalty minute of the playoffs. Even though it's only 30 seconds, I think they still count them as 2 minutes. I actually end up getting a 2-0 here, but Yzerman gets pretty much absolutely destroyed by Lemieux, and then Hatcher's not even able to get a shot off. So we got another 2-on-1, try to get the pass off, and really nothing doing there. So Lemieux gets on the break. I was kind of surprised Lemieux never got it, and then he gets hit on my goalie, and then really nothing there. But a good save by Brewer there. I was honestly expecting that to go in. And here is the second fight of the game, Yzerman against Hatcher. And I believe this one, Yzerman just gets fucking pummeled. I knew there was not a chance here. Yzerman's toughness is maybe like a 70. And Hatcher's like a 90-something. And I'm with Brett Hull after this. You can really see Steve Yzerman pretty much got knocked the fuck out after that, after the way he fell down. It looked like he went absolutely unconscious. So coming to the end of the second period here, we got about 24 seconds left in the 2-on-2. And still have the 2-0 lead, out shooting Vancouver, 26-18, so actually keeping the shots pretty close. That's where I end up changing the lineup here. Who is that also got? Jim Dowd. There's one more. Might have been Wes Walls. Can't remember looking through there. Anyway, I do put in Wes Walls on defense. Not Wes Walls, Jim Dowd. Give me a little bit more hitting. I do believe, even though he's mainly good at hitting, he had a very, very good period. So it looks like we got team fire here. I think I wait a little bit to use it. I don't know why, but anyway. Getting a lot of shots off here, just not really able to bury anything till then. So getting Bure like his 36, 37 in the playoffs, somewhere around there. 37. Bure, I think he almost gets like 60 points in this playoffs or something. And there we use team fire. So we get the 3-0 lead, pretty much putting it away. I mean, obviously they still can come back. NHL Hitz is a game where you can score very quickly, but last few games, especially when I've been moving the difficulty up, I haven't really seen any change in the scoring for the opponent. At the beginning of the season, a lot of the scores were like 10-3, 9-4, but it made everything lower scoring. So I had a wide open opportunity there. I have no idea why I passed it back. Like I said, it's just kind of adding fuel to the flame now. It's a really creepy center ice logo. And if you look at the two face-off dots, it kind of looks like eyes. I didn't even notice that. Really trying to work on my passing here. It just seemed like it was pretty fun. There were a couple games where my passing wasn't on point at all, so having my passing on point these last two games actually made it a lot of fun to pass around, and actually buried the easy goal there by Jim Dowd. So it will net his first of the playoffs, assisted by Roenick and Bure. So 106 left in the third. We got the 4-0 lead, which is dead, and 5-0 lead. I forgot about that fifth goal. So Bure gets the hat trick. Actually, no, it's second of the game. So 28th or 38th goal of the playoffs. Probably in the realm of 60th goal of the season. I think he netted 20 in the regular season. Like I said, it was only a 14-game regular season, so we ended up playing like 11 more games in the playoffs than the regular season. And the 6th goal of the game, I also forgot about that one. So the floodgates kind of opened at the end of the game, firmly putting it away. So Bure nets his 39th in the playoffs. I don't think he gets his 40th this game, though. So good way to finish off the game and the season. Almost get our 7th goal of the game there. Burper makes a nice save. Coming up on 30 seconds to go. I got the Stanley Cup in our sights, pretty much firmly unlocked. maybe see if we can get a 7th goal of the game. And Howie Bullen's still pitching the shutout, so I do believe that he won the Vezina or not the Vezina Trophy, the Conn Smythe. It's either him or Pavel Bure. Either one would make sense with the amount of shutouts with Howie Bullen and then 20 points Bure had. So that does it. We do officially win the Stanley Cup. See the celebration there. It's supposed to go through every player, but when it goes through, you can actually tell. There's a couple names that they don't have officially on the list, or that they have not officially announced. Pavel Bure looks retarded. I never even noticed that without the helmet on. The faces in this game just were not that good. The graphics overall actually aren't bad in this game. For the time of it coming out, the graphics were actually really good. The fact that you could actually make out fans in the stadium was pretty impressive. Something the NHL 2002, 2003 games around that time could not say. So I think that's Richter, the first one to lift the cup. But anyway, so that pretty much will do it for the season. Like I said, it was a fun series to do. That was pretty much the entire point of it, was just to go through. Obviously, the main point of my channel is not gaming, but this and then the NCAA Football 06 race for the Heisman series were both actually a lot of fun. Both games that I played a decent amount when I was younger, and 2 games that I thought would be fun to just kind of go back and redo some of my favorite versions of. Might do like a franchise or something like that on here a little bit down the road, but that's probably it. But yeah, like I said, that pretty much does it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah. I said I was going to start Richter in this game, I think, in my last commentary, but did not end up doing that. I'd probably give him a shot in the next game. Roenick, I believe, just got demolished in this fight. The fighting was the one thing I did not expect to get a lot harder in All-Star. It seemed like I was going in slow motion almost a lot of the time.